everyone. Welcome to tonight's... What are you doing?
Nothing.
Welcome to tonight's Big Brother 22 chat.
All right, so it's episode 28.
And it's eviction night, baby.
Last time, boring-ass Cody did not use the veto.
Oh, you didn't want to do the recap again of the triple eviction? It's a long... Like, I get why they have to do it, but it's a long recap to start off the episode.
Boring-ass Cody did not use the veto, and he kept noms the same because he's aligned with half the freaking house. Everybody except Tyler and Christmas.
He's aligned with them. They're just not high on the priority list in the alliances. He's definitely aligned with them.
He doesn't have final twos with them like he does with the rest of the house.
Okay. I feel like he kind of had one with Tyler. Not like an official one, but they said like they were going to run the house together. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever fantasy. I don't care.
I don't know. But anyway, the target has been moving back and forth this week. Initially,
has it though?
Yeah, no. Initially, Cody was wanting Christmas out because he's jealous of the other Wise Guys alliance that has Christmas and not him.
Oh.
But yeah, now he's saying, I want Tyler out. There was that whole thing before the Power Veto competition where Tyler was like, hey, Enzo, guess what? There's this alliance with all of us except for you called the committee.
Yeah.
And Cody wanted you out. And yeah. So the committee part was real, but that lie, that was a lie about Cody wanting Enzo out.
All right. So since Cody wants Tyler out, Tyler's got to get busy in campaign.
I mean, Tyler doesn't realize for sure that Cody wants him out. He suspects, maybe.
Well, I mean, he is on the block, so, he's got to do
He's pretty weirded out by that.
Got to do some stuff.
They're supposed to be in TT together. Triple
TT?
threat.
Oh. Well, Tyler thinks, I've already got Enzo in my pocket, but he does not.
Enzo
Wrong.
likes to tell everyone what they want to hear. That's it.
Enough
already.
But wait, should they really be getting rid of Tyler? Because Christmas is too freaking happy.
It pissed them off so much this week that Christmas was not spiraling the way that they wanted her to. She was just feeling confident because Memphis and Enzo kept telling her, we got you. Wise Guys, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I think they were just annoyed more than anything. Like, she thinks she's safe? We could get rid of her like that.
Yeah, I really did not like the way Cody was like, but I could do whatever I want.
Cody has been way too comfortable, way too long in this game. He has not felt that fire on his anus.
Or his feet.
Yeah.
All right, so, Memphis is leaning towards Tyler going.
I mean, he has been since the beginning of this
Doesn't
week.
he have a final two kind of thing with Christmas?
He absolutely has
a
final two with Christmas. They're super tight.
Yeah.
So he does not want her to go. And he also feels threatened by Tyler. And let's be real, it is the smarter move to take out Tyler this week.
Yeah.
He's a much stronger competitor. He's really good at the social aspect of this game. And he would be more of a threat to win if he makes it to the final two.
And he's a suffer, dude. Not really. He just talks like one.
Well, he is a lifeguard, or was a lifeguard.
He's a bowler. He's a poker player.
All right.
All right. Not really. He's just a bowler.
Well, Tyler was out on the campaign trail.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely did a lot more campaigning than Christmas did.
Right.
Christmas did, barely anything.
Well, he's talking to Cody, and he's pleading his case. Hey, it can be 4 against 1. I guess if you keep me. Or 3 versus 2 if you don't.
Right, because he's trying to make the point that Christmas and Memphis are a super tight duo, which is kind of ironic.
An unbreakable bond.
It's just kind of ironic because he was a super tight duo with Christmas, but now, obviously they're on the block against each other, so that's done. But they were super tight, and now he's like, hey, look, Christmas is with Memphis, so if you keep her, they're going to be a duo coming after the 3 of you, but if you keep me, we can all go after Memphis together.
Wow, imagine how much different this game would have been if there had been a not-so-tight, flabby Final Four of
What do you mean?
Casey, Josh, Tyler, and Christmas.
I don't know that I even want to think about that. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, well...
I'm too tired for all the what-ifs.
Memphis wants Christmas to stay, but he doesn't want it to be so obvious.
Dude, it's obvious. Like, they're all seeing through it. They know that Memphis and Christmas
Everybody
are super tight.
knows.
Yeah. Cody thinks that Memphis is a snake because Cody knows about the other wise guys alliance because Enzo told him all about it. Memphis doesn't know that Cody knows.
And they say the wife is always the last to find out.
Yeah, so that really put a bad taste in Cody's mouth.
Yeah. All right, so...
but also, like, he's pissed at Memphis because... Oh, wait, that's in the next segment.
Yeah.
Okay, next segment. Enzo and Cody.
They got a final 2. That's it. So Enzo tells Cody everything. I tell him everything when something happens.
That's what he says.
I go back to him, yo.
Well, because he's letting Cody know that Memphis wants to take out Nicole next week.
Right.
Because he wants the Final Four to be all the wise guys. No, because he wants Christmas in there too.
Okay.
Because he's got deals with all of them.
Right.
And Cody's like, that's not what he told me. He told me he wants Christmas out next week.
Right.
So why is he being shady and not being honest? Like, what's going on here?
Now Cody's got an idea. Maybe I should be clipping Christmas.
Right, to break up that duo.
Oh.
Enzo's like, no.
Yeah.
An interesting thing, too, that Enzo did not tell Cody is that Memphis's ideal scenario would be for Christmas to win this next HOH.
Mine, too.
I know, right? I never thought we would
Janelle's, too.
I never thought we would be in this place.
Yes.
But Christmas would put Nicole and Cody up on the block. And Memphis wants this, so he says, so that Nicole will go and they don't have to convince Cody to get rid of her. She'll just go. But, like, what?
Is there any scenario where Nicole would stay and Cody would get voted out?
I think so. Well, that's the thing. Like, Christmas really wants Cody to go next week, which is definitely the smartest move.
But she's not voting.
Well, if she's HOH, we don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's the only way that Cody would end up on the block.
I mean, there's other ways that he can go up.
Unless
there's only
there
5
was a veto.
people left.
Yeah, the veto was used. You know, it's a real shot.
It's a lot of luck
shot.
at this point.
Yeah.
It's a lot of luck. A lot of it comes down to who wins the competition. So we'll see what happens. But what I'm saying is Enzo did not mention to Cody that Memphis wants to see him up on the block by somebody else's hand.
Okay. Who cares? Let's talk about the jury house.
All right. Oh, this is what we've been waiting for. This is exciting.
Oh, Ian and his turtles.
Turtles.
I'll never eat them.
You guys remember that SNL sketch with 80s?
It was great.
Oh my god.
All right, so
he had his week alone.
Yes, how boring playing.
Honestly, it sounds amazing. I'd love it.
I didn't see him playing volleyball alone.
I mean, you get to watch whatever you want on Netflix. You just like read books, chill out, exercise,
eat lots of vegan ice cream.
I'm not saying I would want that forever, but for like a week, that sounds great.
All right, so Davon arrives.
Ian seemed kind of sad to see her.
Wouldn't you be?
Well, yeah, I think he wanted her to do well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was her time, so...
So Davon seems to think that Danny's running everything.
They both did. Okay, they were comparing alliances that they were in, and they were like, okay, Ian said, I'm in the 4 Prime or whatever with Cody, Danny, and Nicole. And Davon said, I was in the Slick 6 with Cody, Enzo, Danny, and Bailey. Who am I missing? And Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they assume that Danny was running the show. But they don't, pick up on Cody being involved in, like, everything.
Right.
Why is Cody getting a free pass here? I know he pretends to be dumb, and sometimes is actually dumb.
Yeah.
But. Hello?
All right, well, Davon tells Ian that Nicole flipped.
Right, they talk about the vote when Ian was evicted, and Davon was really disappointed in Nicole on a personal level for not telling the truth about the vote.
Ian says he wasn't.
Ian says he respects the game move, he's cool with it.
Yeah.
It seems like he is. I think if Nicole made it to the end, he would still be open to voting for her, depending on who she was next to. So he seemed to be fine with it. He's had some time to kind of separate himself from that.
I was Well, I thought it was amazing that Davon said, Janelle, you were right.
Yeah. Yep.
Guess she won't be going to the wedding.
Now that's imagine how different the season would have been.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so Kevin shows up next.
They were not happy to see him either.
He said, ooh, Dr. Will said, think 3 steps ahead, so I bet it's double. Kevin, it's in the title. 3.
Kevin brought his bad reads into the jury house.
How dare you?
Oh, Kevin.
All right, so David showed up and said, wake up, suckers, it's a triple.
Well, even he was like, I don't know if somebody else is coming.
Well, but didn't Julie tell?
Well, when David was still in the house, that was, at that point, production had blown their cover by showing the triple eviction thing in the background, but they didn't officially
Come
say
on,
it
I think that's pretty telling.
until after. All right. Well, anyway.
So
yeah.
Danny shows up after David.
And Davon is like, ah!
All right, so...
Let's be real. We were really freaking excited to see what would happen when Danny got there.
Well, a whole can of ridiculousness was opened up.
I have been crying all day. Like, obviously...
I'm really emotional right now.
Obviously, I was evicted because my game was so much better than Nicole's.
She's hardly playing. Hardly.
She's not wrong, but like, yeah.
Yes, but it's keeping her ass in the house.
Yeah, I know. So anyway,
I need a moment. We'll talk about this in the morning.
Do you think that was just like production? Like she probably showed up late and production was like, you know what, we're gonna do this tomorrow because it's late and we need to send these people home.
No.
Or do you think she was really like, I'm not doing it?
I think she was like, I'm not doing it.
You think so?
Now.
I don't know.
I can't talk about it. It's in my writer.
I don't know.
All right, so roll tape.
Maybe they didn't have the DVD ready.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they showed like the whole triple at once, you know?
I guess. So...
Yeah, so they're watching back all the competitions and the ceremonies for the triple.
Danny has the gall to tell David, if you hadn't taken the money and like actually gone for the video, the veto. Christmas would have went home. Things would have been different.
Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. Do not lecture David on taking the money and saying like the whole course of the game could have been different when you were part of the major mega alliance the whole entire time that freaking ruined this game. Mm-hmm. Okay? Don't take it out on David because he made the right choice by taking that money.
Oh my God. Danny is so bitter about Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a throuple. And this is such a classic thing. You got a guy with his girlfriend and a side piece. And the side piece blames the other girl.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
She didn't get the final rose. All right. Well,
but
anyway.
She's still rooting for Cody.
I know, but we'll get there. So then they were talking about, it was to the point where David was evicted. Mm-hmm. So they were talking about how Enzo, after talking about for weeks how he wanted to take out Nicole and make big moves, he had the opportunity and he didn't do it.
No respect for Enzo.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's really...
He didn't quit Nicole.
Not looking good to the jury.
No.
If Enzo makes it to the final two. They're going to be like, what the hell happened there?
Well, let's get back to Danny. She is freaking heartbroken. She can barely function.
Yeah, she said that she feels the most betrayed by Cody because that's her, like, BB best friend.
But she's not bitter.
Well, she's not...
your name's Nicole.
She's not bitter in the sense that she still said she would vote for Cody to win. But, like, she's definitely bitter.
All right, so the best part of this episode was when they were...
they were like, let's go in the pool now and relax.
And Davon says, protect my wig. You already know.
She's the best.
I love it. I love a nice wiglet.
Mm.
All right, so Julie says it's time to send somebody home.
Well, it's a jury, yeah. Let's
Plead
do this.
For your lives.
What if they had to lip sync for their lives?
That would be amazing. Only if they got Tic Tacs. All right, so Christmas's speech was...
Happy birthday, loyal Atticus!
Loyal Atticus.
All right, leave it. It's the lens cap.
That's good for picking house guests and for
Loyal Atticus.
and for clipping.
Clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was like shouting at her family and everything.
And then she has the audacity of this bitch to say, "This is the best top final 6 of all time."
Is it though? Is it though?
I was gonna say it was the worst.
I mean,
Except for season 9.
It's hard to judge it too because this is only the second All-Star season. So like when you look at their resumes, you're like, well, these people all made it like 3rd place or better. But like, how does that compare to a season where it's all newbies? You know, like they're judging on different criteria. Like entertainment-wise, this freaking sucks. But yeah.
Then Julie hyped God.
Okay, yeah, because Christmas mentioned God in her eviction speech, and Julie was like, I love that you mentioned God and you're a fan of God or whatever.
And your name is Christmas.
She's done this a few times now when somebody says something about God in their eviction speech. It just seems weird. I don't know.
Julie found Jesus.
I felt a little uncomfortable about it. Like it was just awkward.
It's inappropriate, Julie.
It just felt awkward.
We don't want to know. All right, so then Tyler said, Angela.
I gotta say, though, I was totally expecting him to plug their jewelry company and their cookbook. He didn't do it, so you know what? Good for you.
Yeah, don't do it. So he said he's still portraying his sham of it's not going to be good for your game if you evict me.
What does it mean? Everybody online was freaking out today because the feeds were down like all day. And people were wondering, like, is it actually a twist? Like, what's going on here? Does Tyler know something that we don't know?
Well, no, it's not a twist. And no, he doesn't know. He was evicted 3-0.
And then nothing happened. Like, he just
3
was evicted.
to naught.
Yes.
And he said
3 to naught and change.
Yeah. There you go. So,
yeah, he was evicted, and he told everybody on the way out, like, oh, I saw you freaking out. Sorry, had to do it. It was a game move. So he was,
lying,
but it was his, like, Hail Mary effort here. And, what was I going to say about this?
I don't know.
Oh, I forgot! And it was, like, good. I hate that.
All right, so Julie.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
Earlier, Julie was like, "Oh yeah, some of the key players or the key house guests were going back and forth about the vote. Doesn't that suck to be in the final 6 and not be considered a key house guest?"
Yeah.
So apparently, whatever Tyler did say today, you know, implying that maybe he had a power, or there was a twist coming up, it did ruffle some feathers and get some people panicking a bit. But we didn't get to see it on the feeds.
Well, Julie was shocked that he was evicted and said, I thought this was going to be your year, Tyler.
I mean,
one of the last seasons I remember.
He could have done, I think, better, but when he started, like, sabotaging himself and wanting to leave, he made some damaging errors that really stuck with him throughout the game.
So Tyler said, hey, Julie, I tried to scab him.
Didn't work, but I mean, I respect it. I respect him for not giving up.
They had to get rid of me because I was great.
Yeah, he admitted, like, it was the right move for them to get rid of me because he's a stronger competitor than Christmas. And Julie was like, oh, but Christmas is good at competitions too. Like, are you sure? Yeah. And he was like, yeah.
And he said, hey, Julie, I know you have access to the feeds, but you probably don't watch them. Did you know that Nicole is Cody's number 1?
He was right. I mean, it's hard to say because Cody has final 2 deals with Nicole and Enzo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nicole is one of Cody's number 1s.
Yeah. And Julie asked, what's the deal with David? Like, you were really crying over him when he left. What's going on?
Tyler said he's got a place for David in his heart. Because,
that's nice.
He wanted to see him do well after how he got shafted in last season.
I mean, they really had a roller coaster of a relationship.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to watch.
David telling tales out of school, and then Tyler, like, stuck. And,
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goodbye messages were all just like, hey, whatever.
People are really utilizing their goodbye messages this season and, like, revealing alliances that they're in and things like that. So,
yeah.
It's not just the standard, like, oh, I hope we're friends out of here. Like, I had so much fun with you this summer.
Yeah. Like you're writing in their yearbook.
Yeah. Hags.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Tyler, get out. It's time for the HOH competition.
Okay, and once again, we do not get to see the full competition on the episode. They gotta have something to show on Sunday or Monday. It's Monday now.
Yeah, it's Monday. So it's called Stashing Pumpkins. It's a take on Smashing Pumpkins.
No way.
All right, so it's the old balance beam. Load up your various sized pumpkins on
your large spoon
or
wicker
shovel
spoon
or
thing.
Wicker basket spoon.
Yeah.
And then you have to go over this. You know, they've been doing this for like 5-6 years now.
Yeah. If any of your pumpkins fall out, you got to start over. You got to bring them all back to the start.
This is an iteration of the Frankie Grande replay week, rewind week, whatever.
I don't remember.
That was this competition, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. They've been doing this one for quite a while now, though.
Get all the pumpkins in the basket, dough.
Right. So we will post the winner in the info for today's spoiler if you guys don't want to wait, which you don't, right? I want to know. Probably won't get feeds back, though, until after the episode airs on the West Coast.
I only want to know if it's Christmas.
We'll see.
Well, Julie's words of wisdom this week were, be just, be merciful.
Okay. I'm just going to start being like Pete Davidson, that character on SNL. Okay.
Why can't Julie give us some good advice?
I don't know.
Like some stock tips.
Apparently, yeah, right. You got any stock info? Apparently, all of her quotes have been like Bible stuff.
Did Julie get locked up in some Big
Maybe
Brother
she got
house
a new pastor
somewhere?
Or something. I don't know.
And the only book she was allowed to bring was a Bible?
I mean, I'm not trying to rag on her for being religious because, like, that's your own business. But
yeah, but like, don't bring it on the show, Julie. We don't want to see that.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
I do know. I don't want it.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for watching.
We appreciate you.
Leave your thoughts in the comments.
Yes, do so. Until tomorrow.
Much love.